Kuhle and welcome to Isambulo Sama-Afrika News. Kwandaba zipheli kuphela indlebe zabantu. Othethayo nguZanele Langa. On today's headlines, we'll be focusing on my highlights of the week, my Rev Tasty Bites, social media comments, and social responsibility reports.
Indigenous games are native games and play activities originating in and characteristics of a particular area or country. Isambulo Ikhaya Lomoya has recently introduced indigenous games ekhayeni. For many, these are just a few. Mental stability. We know that since the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people have suffered greatly due to mental stress caused by retrenchments, unemployment, ill health, loss of family relatives and/or friends, just to name a few. The closure of institutions such as TRSH was also a huge blow for the many who saw Ikhaya as a place of refuge and stress reliever. Isolation. Some people live alone and/or are estranged from their families and friends because of their belief. Congregating Namasosha made them feel that they belong. The African history of indigenous games was never documented correctly. Thus, a number of games have become extinct. Like any other sports and recreation, the indigenous games have an impact when it comes to socio-economic issues such as the African identity, cultural diversity, education and training, and the list goes on. The global cultural has influenced traditional forms. We must remember that the indigenous games are an expression of local people, social realities over a period of time. Through these games, Imboni is bringing back the sense of family, joy and hope to the many. I am so excited. Finally, I can showcase my skills, Zadiketo and Mkusha. Iza nawe Sosha. Come and join these exciting adventures and to learn more about our history of indigenous games. Interested individuals can contact Mam Nobesutu on 073 0064 904. 073 0064 904.
Kuhle masosha kuhle, lo khulumayo ngumnqobi Sibanda. Today we are going to be talking about a government subsidy called Finance-Linked Individual Subsidy Program, also known as FLIPSI. This is a program that is aimed at helping first-time homeowners or home buyers to purchase a house by providing a payment that will help them reduce their monthly loan installments, making it easy to own a home and more affordable. First of all, you must be a South African citizen and you must be above the age of 18. You must be buying property for the first time. You must be married or single with financial dependence. You must have not received any government housing subsidy before. You must be earning 3,501 rand up to 22,000 per month. In closing, Masosha, this is an opportunity for you to reduce your home loan debt, available free of charge, meaning to say you won't have to pay the money back. And for more information regarding this subsidy, visit your nearest Department of Human Settlements Help Desk. Siyabonga.
Uninzi loluntu eMzantsi Afrika luwela ematyaleni ayingoba umuntu uyazenza kodwa kuzoloke kunyanzelekile ngelo xesha. Namhlanje ndizonicacisela ubana yintoni i-debt futhi ungalifumana njani uncedo xa unetyala. Debt is an obligation that requires one party, the debtor, to pay money or other agreed upon value to another party, the creditor. Debt is a deferred payment or series of payments which differentiates it from another immediate purchase. The debt may be owed by a sovereign state, country, local government, company, or an individual. Commercial debt is generally subject to contractual terms regarding the amount and timing of repayments of principal and interest. Loans, bonds, etc. are all types of debt. If you have debts and are struggling to pay your debt, there are ways put in place to assist you to pay your debt without having you to use up all your money to repay a debt. One of the debt relief options could be debt review. Debt review is a formal debt rehabilitation program that seeks to help consumers who are genuinely struggling to generate enough income. In such a case, a debt counselor will be appointed to communicate with the credit providers to negotiate interest rates and repayment terms with the aim of reducing them. Other options include credit life insurance, in which the National Credit Act 35 of 2005, which protects the consumer in the credit market and also makes credit and banking services more accessible. The National Credit Act proposed for financially embattled consumers to use the option of credit life insurance to cover outstanding debt in unforeseen circumstances, such as debt, retrenchment, unemployment, etc. The National Credit Act allows consumers to surrender goods if they realize they can no longer pay the remaining balance. Debt consolidation is a process where all debts are combined into a singular payment. Each month you will be able to make one payment. The interest rate will be the same and you will be able to pay lower monthly repayments. Lastly, you won't forget to make payments which will increase your credit rate. Also, you have to take note of the no credit provider may retain your banking cards or identity document. That is not prohibited and it is a criminal offense. A national credit regulator izonceda ngolawula amatyala abantu. A national credit regulator bayaphanda futhi bayavavanya i-credit providers ngezikhalazo zabantu abakhe batsotswa zi-credit providers. Masosha, uba uzifumana kwingxaki yokuthi usematyaleni okanye usongelwa zi-credit providers, uyakwazi ungena kwiwebsite ye-National Credit Regulators on www.ncr.org.za. Futhi uyakwazi ubafowunela kwi-toll-free number on 0800 205 317.
The Revelation Spiritual Home, Restoration, Spiritual Guidance and Healing. Who we are. The Revelation Spiritual Home is an African Indigenous initiated home based on African spirituality and structured to restore, thus bringing to the fore the consciousness of the African people back to their African spiritual roots. We pride ourselves of being one of the leading custodians of African spirituality teachings with a view to making African spirituality a way of life. At the core of our values is integrity. We uphold the quality of honesty and having strong moral principles, and we are in the stage of being whole and undivided, therefore upholding territorial African integrity and our ancestral ascendancy through generating trust, pride, keeping promises, helping others, respect, responsibility, and humility. Secondly, at our core values is unity. We are positioned to unite indiscriminately in spirit, deed, thought, and embrace our diversity. Thirdly is African spirituality. While we recognize the importance of being concerned with the spiritual aspect of the human being in the African context, we also acknowledge the existence of the divine nature greater than ourselves. We pride ourselves for our ability to shift other priorities, allowing the Blue Nation to embrace African indigenous spirituality and placing greater emphasis on the nature of spirituality in a more profound way.
We learn to love each other. We learn to be tolerant of each other. Be kind, be thoughtful. Being led by a selfless leader, Imboni Uzulezwa Khatebe, who embraces the spirit of Ubuntu, diversity and ethnicity. Abantwana bekhaya Isambulo banyathela ezinyathelweni zayo Imboni to better fulfill the mandate of restoring the sense of belonging and patriotism through active citizenry and unity. The Revelation Spiritual Home Women's League is a group eyaqala ekhayeni ukugxila nezinkinga abantu ababhekana nazo kanti futhi nokubalekelela ngaphandle kwekhaya. On the 21st of August 2021, i-Women's League yase-KZN ivakashele izigasheni Home of the Age eLamontville lapho abafika banikela kogogo ngama-dignity packs awu-70.
Ngiyabonga kwi-Revolution Spiritual Home. Ngibonge nabaphatheke okuyena umholi wabo ngaba kwenze kuthina. Sengathi bangakhula njalo-ke nemizamo emihle abayenzayo bayenzele nakwabanye.
Ngiyabingelela igama lami nguzoleka ngumsebenzi wala ezigesheni ngisukumela nje ukuzobonga on behalf of abasebenzi ngizobonga kakhulu sibonge into enhle eniyenzele ogogo siyabonga kakhulu siswela umlomo kunibulela ngendlela abajabule ngayo nisibongele kakhulu nakuba umfundisi okwazile ukuthi aninike lelithuba lokuthi nizojabulisa ogogo siyabonga kakhulu bajabule ngalendlela yokuthi abanye babo bayakhala siyabonga sicela kwande nalapha nithathe khona siyabonga kakhulu
ngiyabingelela kakhulu ebandleni le Revelation Spiritual Church mina igama lami nguSifiso Ngidi imina o manager le home akuvamisekile ke kona ukuthi kube khona iqembu eliningi kangaka kule insuku ngoba sibalekela no COVID kodwa sizamile ukwenza sure ukuthi ama protocols ka COVID siyawalandela ngiyathemba kakhulu ogogo nomkhulu bethu bajabulile kakhulu njengoba kade besho nje obamele naye bakhulumela ukuthi ngempela inhliziyo zabo zolala zinembe kakhulu namhlanje sibonge engathi impela lana bethathe khona abonke abaxhasile omama be Women's League yebandla ukuthi kwande kakhulu kunakubona baqhubeke benze bankagcini kuthina benze nakwabanye kube nempumelelo nje ogogo nomkhulu baye zonke indawo bathola ukunotha nokunethezeka ngiyabonga kakhulu.
It is important that the message of African restoration reaches far and wide. The youth of Isambulo are making sure that the message is spread everywhere. Siya Simelela flew the flag of African restoration message high through when she did a speech at Kalambisa Ubukho Bemboni.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today. He's going to talk to us about African spirituality. In African spirituality, a spiritual guide is born every 100 years spiritually. Just like our speaker was prophesied by Imam Manzumba 100 years ago. This is a subject in which we should all be interested in so that we know that African spirituality still exists. Our speaker is an African Indigenous spiritual leader who holds a doctorate in theology, a doctorate in African medicine. He is a founder and leader of the Revelation Spiritual Home, a church that operates more than 60 branches throughout the continent, with 7 branches in Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Malawi. He is an author of various articles and books on spirituality. He is a prominent businessman and always in the top winners in the world pigeon races. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Dr. Isambulo.
Isambulo is an institution that is the hub of African indigenous spirituality and calls upon all Africans to embrace indlela zabo zomoya ziqiniso. Moreover, seeking ways to better liberate Africans spiritually, mentally, financially, and physically to ensure that lesi sizwe somuntu onsundu reclaims amandla aso and reclaim their former glory. Ake sibheke imisebenzi emihle yezinsebenzo zeSambulo.
Kuhle sosha kuhle lo khulumayo uNokwanda Ngcoya Thuphana Qelekazi uNyawuza othahlakanda yini abageza ngobende eminyamazana abageza ngokwenkomo emasosha ngizobonga amandla kafihlakalo ngaphandle isandla sika imboni uZuleze uthenga 2019 ngakathenga into franchise enye nje yabelungu engiyibiza and then masingena kwi lockdown kwatholala ukuthi wonke ama contract ivumayo zonke bezenziwa ziyaphela ngoba icompany leyo went into liquidation. So during the time ngabona ukuthi asekho isidingo ukuthi ngibele back ngisupporte abelungu angiqhubeke mina neyami ngivule ngiempharisha abantu abamnyama isizwe sabantu abamnyama. So ke nge3 zika May iCafe Nala was launched. Cafe Nala is a cafe phakathi kwe gym promoter uba healthy promote ukudla ku healthy nomzimba healthy njengoba utata ehleze esifundisa ukuthi healthy body healthy mind equals healthy being. So kunjalo ke masosha so uzivocavoce kahle futhi udle kahle ukuze impilo yakho ibe right. Ngiyabonga masosha.
Kuhle masosha kuhle. Othethayo nguPamela Ngejane inkosazana eBhaca uMazulu ukhalimesha uvebe udidu wabani bafula ngesilungu nokhona indaba ezitha. Masosha ndizobulela insebenzo zikatata Imboni uzwilezwe. Masosha ndizobulela ndiye ndagoduka phakathi kwa June ndiyovuselela indlu yabantu abadala kuba besekho ingxaki. Umama usweleke ngo-2017. Ekuswelekeni kwakhe usweleke enesikhalo soba qoba kwenziwa into kulandlo izinto azilungi. So wabethu uyacinga uba ingase iqalelwe ngoba ingathi khona ingxaki. So ndiye ndaya ke ekhaya ndafike ndacela ebantwini abadala. Within 2 weeks indlu yami biseyigqityiwe. Ndiyiqalele ndiyichithile ndayiqalela ndayenza yanje. Ndizobulela masosha.
Uhlala kubusise Mtasa.
Lwavulavula ka Maria Ngoveni lwatswalwa kaya ka Kamkhavele lwafamba ka nunu wa yena shoshi lwaka.
Uyachaza umama uchaza emagama akhe usho ukuthi uhamba nomyeni wakhe.
Masosha nde kuta cancer swinene awutomjayina ajwe ngafambi kahle ekusunguleni.
Bongahambi kahle ekuqaleni.
Njengoba zonke izinto bezingahambi kahle umshado wami uphansi wachitheka masosha. Ubaba kwaba huyo othola inkonzo sancedwa Nceke uNondoda umama wakhe. Bekuse kungasana mshado vela bese uphelile. Bese ngingasanathemba. Umama mangikhuluma naye umama wathi bekezela mntanami awuke ayikho into elule emshadweni. Hlala ngoba bonke abo baba bayafana. Ibithi makuphakama abo baba ebranchini bathi bayizinsimbi. Ngithi mina yami insimbi ayonsimbi iplanga. Kodwa namhlanje since 2016 siqalile ukungena enkonzweni nami ngiyaziqhenya ukuthi nginensimbi. Ngithi ngiyabonga baba, ngiyabonga Bhungane. Ngaphandle kwakho angazi ukuthi bengizabe ngiyini. Ngiyabonga baba. Angazi ukuthi bengizoba umntana kabani. Ekhaya bekuyimi umntana oqala wokushadwa. Bebeziqhenya ngami ukuthi ngaphuma nginganamntwana, nginganalutho. Kodwa umshado wami bengibekezele baba. Ngithi ngiyabonga kakhulu baba. Bese ngilethe imbuzi baba ngoba izinto zethu kudala ziloku zikhanya. Maziloku zikhanya baba. Kwathiwa mangilethe imbuzi. Ngangayazi le mbuzi ukuthi ekumele ngiyilethe yenjani. Ngilokhu ngithandaza ngibuza ukuthi imfihlakalo le mbuzi ekumele ngiyilethe yenjani. Kwathiwa mayize ihamba namawele wayo.
Bako ayithi nayifamba nivana bayona.
Ebeliplanga kanjani masengizwa indaba. I'm sure ngisiza abantu abaningi nabo bafuna ukuzwa.
Baba ibithi makuyi Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday bengazi ukuthi nginayo ubaba endlini. Bengifisa nje kuphela ukuthi uFriday no Saturday no Sunday angabikho avela cancel ngoba ngiyayazi ukuthi uzonyamalala. Mawumfonela umbuzo ukuthi baba ukuphi athi ngiyayazi igate yasendlini ukuthi kuphi. So sungimbuza ukuthi ngize nime endlini.
So ubaba Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hayi baba bengabambeki.
Mawumbuza ukuphi athi uyayazi igate yasendlini.
Athi ngiyayazi kahle igate yasendlini ukuthi kuphi. Musuku ngimbuza ukuthi
ubuya phe ekhaya wona mama.
Wasemzambiki baba.
Indoda omXhosa ke le. Yabona leyo even if ubaba bengekho ubungathi indoda yami bengizakuchaza ngithi makancane angiprofeti indoda omXhosa. Ebethi koma kuphendula athi uyayazi igate ukuthi iphi.
Yebo.
Akuyena
I believe lo mazwi beyokuhlaba ne?
Kakhulu baba.
Yo. So bengahlala endlini.
Hayi baba, yo kakhulu. Bengumama ngubaba ngedwa. Bengumama ngubaba. Kodwa ngokuqala ungena enkonzweni hayi futhi uye waqala ukuthola inkonzo. Ekutholeni kwakhe inkonzo bengingamthembi nokuthi uye enkonzweni makasuka athi ngiye enkonzweni. Athi hayi ukhona umama ongitshelile ngenkonzo ngiyahamba ngiye enkonzweni. Ngithi hamba baba ngizobona ngawe mawubuye.
Nekufamba
Bengingayithembi nje. Ithe makaloku ahamba wathatha abantwana wahamba nabo esontweni. Abantwana mababuye esontweni bathi mama bekumnandi esontweni ngithi hambani nobaba wena nginandaba.
So bebekuchazela ububabuza ukuthi nibuyaphi.
Baba
abantwana ububabuza Beqaleni ububabuza ukuthi yena ubuyaphi.
Bengingababuzi baba. Yena mabavuka ekseni beke ngitshela ukuthi namhlanje ngizohamba nabantwana enkonzweni. Ngithi hambana kunankingi. ngizihambele mina ngiye esaluni ngoba ngumuntu osebenza esaluni ngifike ngisebenza esaluni mababuye esontweni bafike bathi hayi mama bekumnandi esontweni kuyagidwa ini ngathi hambani anginandaba so into yangenza ukuthi ngigcine sengize enkonzweni kakhulukhulu abantwana kodwa yena ibithi hayi esontweni lapha kuya right kuyaphilwa ngithi hamba baba kunankinga ngoba bese ngingasathembi lutho lezi zinto bezenzakala empilweni yethu
uyazi ukushintsha kweplanga kube insimbi into enkulu
yo
phela iplanga phela liphenduke libe insimbi kusho ukuthi lo factory inzima kabi leyo so hayi ushintshile manje ubaba
kakhulu baba
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ukhona manje ubaba.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hayibo. Izandla kakhulu. Oh.
Baba lesikhathi bekuyiplanga ibithi mangishayise ngo5:30 esaluni ngimtshela ama customers ewaphelile. Anemoto ungayazi ukudriver mina. Ngifone 5:30 hayi baba sengizoceda. Kodwa thuzama sengicedile. Athi ngiyeza. Ngize ngikhashwe hamba abantu laba bengibayenza emsebenzini ukuthi hayi masikuhambise ngoba sekusebusuku. Yena ayofika 11:30 emsebenzini. Athi so kuphi?
Yo hayi beliplanga. And la emaplangeni ilelia ile ibox etomato baba ngikupha igama uthi uzileza ungiphe namhlanje Sunday ubuye ibox yetamati emaplangeni le ngaphulwa nangumntwana ona 5 months ubuye ibox yetamati yola nomfazi ngo11 ebusuku
ufika ama23 zona
mama ngo11 ayofika umuntu ubumlinde mina
dala baba sesizasilele nokulala ngasendlini hayi athi ngisesaluni kanti ukuphi uthenya ukulande ngithi kudala baba ngifikile mina ndlini bangikhaphile athi hayi all right no problem afike kumele ngivuke futhi ngiyovulela yena ukuthi angene ngasendlini
ngoba sekabuya uyokulanda emsebenzini ngo11 ebusuku
yebo baba
yo hayi beyibox etamati
u11 beke ngcono ngesinye isikhathi bekefika ngo7 ekseni
ayokulanda since izolo hey baba hayi ubusawufile wena irevelation ikusizile
kakhulu baba kakhulu
hayi ubu useless baba
yebo baba
ubu useless hayi igezi li revelation khehla
yo
yo izandla kakhulu hayibo
bakhe la bekahamba nabo etshwaleni bathi hayi intombazana omshangane iyile eMozambique yayolanda umuthi yakuvisa iqedile manje awusafuni ukusibona mabambona seke right
baba ufuna ukuthi hayi lo mchangane ungilandele umuthi no ufuna ukuthi lo mchangane ungilandele umuthi ekona Volmaran St Clean ebhubesi unzima umuthwa lapho
Cela ukhanyisela isithunywa.
Kombela ukhanyisela isithunywa.
Yo, hayi beliplanga letamati.
Hayi likasha lamathamati kunini.
Nike na izinto so?
Msama umshito lezi.
Nike na izinto so? Umuntu olanda umuntu izola amlanda ngo7 the following day.
Umuntu adola agamamla ngesekora.
Afone ngo11 athi mama ukuphi ngo11 ebusuku. Kusho nengqondo bezingasekho. Right noma ngirong na
right da
sho
ukulekelela kumbongo wegusha na nge5000
akukhensa kathi ngifleke ngana dona ngesela isinkumulera
namba bigusha yami le engibonga ngayo ihamba ne5000 ba
mina ngiyamina ihamba ne5,000
Cela nokhanyisela isithunywa.
Ngombela ukhanyisela nsuku.
Ayikho into enhle than abantu abawu2 ababambisene. Babheke ukuthi bahle kanjani. Ngiyabawonga baba. Izulu babusisa.
Sabonga.
Sisaqhuba njalo umbukeli sizoya eKZN kwigatsha lethu lase-Ladysmith lapho khona kunomama othena bebebhekane nenkinga ekhaya kungekho ukuzwana. Kodwa ngemva kokuthi umama alandelele insebenzo zesambulo ikhaya lomoya, ikakhulukazi insebenzo yomshanelo, umama bakwazi ukuthi babambe inyoka egcekeni. Ngemva kokuthi bebambe wona lo mlingo, umama uthi kukhona ushintsho olukhona ekhaya. Bayawabonga amandla kamfihlakalo. Sizophuma eLadysmith siye kwigatsha lethu lasePort Shepstone lapho khona kunomama othi kusukela ngonyaka ka-2020 enenkinga yey'ntwala. Kodwa ngemva kokuthi alandelele insebenzo ikakhulukazi utswayi olungcwele kanye futhi namanzi abusisiwe, umama ukwazi ukuthi ekugcineni akuthole ukukhululeka. Uyawabonga amandla kamfihlakalo. Sizophuma eKZN siye e-Eastern Cape kwigatsha lethu lakwaZakhele lapho khona kunomama othena ngokulandelela insebenzo zesambulo ikhaya lomoya uye wangenelwa imali engango-24,890 rand. Umama uyawabonga amandla kamfihlakalo ngoba nangempela uyabona ukuthi inhlanhla zakhe ziyavuleka. Sizophuma e-Eastern Cape siye e-Western Cape kwigatsha lethu laseStrand lapho khona kunomama othi naye ungenele yona insebenzo yomshanelo. Umama uthe uma esasebenza ikhaya lakhe kwase kuphuma amagundane amancane lapho umama uthe uma ezama kushaya elilodwa belokhu ligijima endaweni eyodwa. Kodwa umama uyakholela ukuthi ngokubambeka kona lo mlingo kukhona okubambekile. Uyawabonga amandla kamfihlakalo. Sisaselapho e-Western Cape sizoya kwigatsha lethu lase-Vredenburg lapho khona kunomama othena umyeni wakhe uye wagula waphathwa yisisu, kanti futhi umyeni wakhe eba namaphupho ebusuku lapho khona ephuza umhluzi. Kanti futhi umama uyachaza ukuthi bekungekho lutho olumsizayo. Kuthe ngolunye usuku umzala womyeni wakhe wasemchazela ukuba kunomuntu angaya kuye ozafika amsize. Bathe uma befika kuyona le ndawo lo muntu wafika wachazela umama ukuba lezi zinto eziphethe umyeni wakhe bezimele ukuthi zingene kumama, kodwa ngokuthi umama uza ekhayeni lomoya lapho khona afike athole ukulekelelwa ngokamoya lezi zinto azange zakwazi ukuthi zimhlasele umama. Kanti futhi lo muntu uthena uma esaqhubeka wasemchazela ukuba ukuthi ubaba alithole usizo kuzomela ukuthi naye aze kwisambulo ikhaya lomoya, yilapho khona naye azokwazi ukuthi akuthole ukukhululeka. Nangempela umama uyabona ukuthi ikhaya lesambulo yona ndawo efanele umuntu omnyama. Bayawabonga amandla kamfihlakalo. Sizophuma eWestern Cape size eGauteng kwigatsha lethu lase-Alexandra lapho khona kunosisi othena she had the intention ukuthi aye ekhaya for 2 weeks kodwa wafika wahlala u7 months. Uthi bebebhekane nenkinga ekhaya for 6 years lapho khona bebehlushwa inyoka. Kodwa ngemva kokuthi usisi afika asebenzise insebenzo zesambulo ikhaya lomoya ekhaya lakubo, usisi ukwazile ukuthi abe nephupho lapho khona azibona ebulala inyoka. Kuthe ngosuku olulandelayo nangempela bayithola inyoka egcekeni. Kuthe kusenjalo usisi wabanelinye futhi iphupho lapho khona azibona ebulala iqoqo. Kuthe futhi ngosuku olulandelayo nangempela wakwazi ukuthi balithole iqoqo balibulala. Usisi uyakholela ukuthi ngokubambeka kona lemlingo yikona ukuqala kokukhuleka kwabo ekhayeni. Bayawabonga amandla kamfihlakalo. Ithongwe is a personal, spiritual and sacred encounter through which an individual gets imiyalezo ebalulekile from the spiritual dimension. We see abantu coming to this spiritual institution with having been sent by amathongo akubo ngesimo sephupho ukuzothola izeluleko njengoba kwakuyindlela okhokho babephila ngayo mandulo, ukulekelelwa ngabomoya abathunyiwe.
Kuhle masoja kuhle. Ya igama lami Dungaphiwe, isiduko sami lokunzodo, unyelezi maphango. Ngokwelali ke ndisuka phaya kumhlaba sedutywa but ngokuhlala ndihlala apha eKhayelitsha apha koyi. Ndize apha namhlanje kuba nakhe ndaphupha utata ndaba ngutata lapha noba ngubani na kodwa wayethwele into apha esemotweni endikhweba. Ndithe xa ndisiya kuye ndabe besenzothuka kweliphupha. Inoba ngokuveke ezimbini ndabona umama kamama enika ikhandlela elingaka elifana nale mbombozi esithi mandilayite likhandlela lingacimi. Uniki uthe xa ndilibambayo ndabe ndisenzothuka kweliphupha. Beningumntu besoloko ethandaza ke because ndingumntu ohanjiswa nesilwane apha kum sangena apha kum emqolo. Kudala ndiqonqoza ke ndikhupha nemali kubantu ndicenga unyango kudithe ndizabona namaphupha ndiwaphuphileyo ke. Kuhle masoja.
Tata sicela nje kwenzeke ngendlela othunyelwe ngayo. Abantu bakowenu ngaba abazi utata bakubonise umuntu ongakhulula kule nhlungu bayivile inhlungu yakho. Bagcina sebefika ngamathongo besithi na kumuntu ozakhulula othunyelwe kwiingxaki zabantu abamnyama. Utata uGauteng. Siyabonga baba.
Ake sizwe uvo lwabantu abaqala ukufika kwisambulo ikhaya lomoya.
My name is Brian Sibanda, and I live in Pretoria West. Today was my first time coming here, and I was feeling a lot of anxiety. It feels like a load has been lifted off my shoulders. I also got to understand a bit more about us as Africans and what our position is in the world and what we're supposed to, where we're supposed to be and where we're supposed to be going. So I'm definitely going to be coming back here again. The message is strong, it's pure, it's true, and yeah, I hope I'll see you there too.
Kuhle Masotsha, igama lami nguQueen Khosigadi Geletsane. Ngiyaqala ukufika phakathi kwendawo into engenze ukuthi ngize la ekhaya ngizwe ubaba ku Jozi FM nase TV ke ngihlale ngimbukela ngazo zonke ikhathi into engilethe la kakhulu ngibonile ukuthi la kusekhaya likamoya as nami ngumntwana okhule enabantu abadala so ngabona ukuthi hayi lokhu kuyahlangana relate lento leyo so ukuza kwami namhlanje phakathi kwendawo ngibusisekile ngoba inyembezi zona bezilokhu ziphumela nje ngingazi ukuthi kwenziwa yini angazi kodwa ngizwa umphefumulo wami ukhululekile so engikufundile namhlanje ukuthi ngaphandle kwezidalwa zethu yize zisazi kangcono and yizidalwa zethu ezikwazi ukusikhulumela nomveli inqandi njengoba ubaba eshilo so ngiyabonga futhi ngijabulile ukuba phakathi kwendawo
Dingene kaloku size sama-social. Dingene ndisakuthi gqabagqaba ndicela unogqasa. Dingene ndisithi bhota kuwe mlisela nakuwe mthinjana. Kaloku kuthiwa umbona umnandi ngokuchubelana. Ndisakuthi ndicothe ndingachocheli kuchubela lo mcimbi ngocoselelo khona ukuzicacela. Undikhulule Rhadebe. Undikhulule iinyembezi zezolo zajika sayincindi yobuso namhlanje. Undikhulule ndatsho ndazazi ukuba ndingumXhosa eAfrika. Ndilixhoba leqela elingaxutywanga. Qela elo lixhentsa, licamagushe, lichabashe kona ukuze lixabise ixesha. Ndilixhoba leqela elihlonipha izithunya linqula uqamata khona ukuze liqiqe liqabele lintingele phezulu kwenkokheli yalubhungane. Undikhulule ngokomoya. Hlube lihle. Sixhobo sembe uyorhadebe omthimkhulo obhungane ongelengelo mashi amahlozi kode. Zilezwe enkosi.
In an era where a majority of the people question the validity and importance of African indigenous spiritual guiders, mature and level-headed individuals have since started to appreciate messages of spirituality. Messages by Imboni Dr. Uzileze Radebe are messages that speak to the reality of the Black person, messages that align the Black people with their guides and with other fellow Africans. From the teachings of Imboni streamed live on Facebook, Abantu had this to say. Malebu Mabindisa. I'm so grateful to follow African spirituality. It's a school of life. The more I feel like there's no hope in my life, my spiritual father's voice keeps me up. Nompumelelo Mkhize. My daily prayer is to umfihlakalo to make my way up again so that I can appreciate my spiritual home. I work so hard uplifting a church of a foreign god, but here I am, unlearning the white poison. I'm appreciating Imboni, but this has to be evident as well. My daily prayer, Mfihlakalo Yezulu, Situnya Isphakeme Sasekuphumleni, help me to rise again. Zulu. Elek Mgiba. The teachings of today really need to be broadcasted live on SA media so that Africans can learn, especially connecting the dots of spirituality, not religious. You won't regret it. You'll find the truth, only the truth. Asenia Mutuse Matuse. It's true. My father, not everything is money in this life. Let's be faithful to our principles, our spirituality. Thank you, Papa, for your teachings. Xoli Potwan. I recently joined this group, but have already learned a lot, the spiritual pyramid. Every day my spirit is lifted up. And I think if you are not free or healed spiritually, your mind, heart, and body won't function properly. Umzimba uhlala udiniwe, kanti ingqondo neheart ucinga wenze, and not make proper decisions. The meditation does really help so that you're connected with your spirit, ukuze umzimba nengqondo zikwazi ukukhululeka. All in all, umoya is very important. Siyabonga ngemfundiso baba. Makasoso omki. Baba Uzwilezwe, thank you for nurturing the spiritual wisdom yamasosha. I'm like, wow, what an era of revelations in our lifetime, Ma-Afrika. Bungane, Timkulu, Makulukulu, Hlubi, Ngelengele, Mafuza Fulele, Jengenyanga, Sbujana, Nonkala. Sipintlanhla ntlantlo habile. Imagine kuhlala amasosha in parliament with so much wisdom. Baba siyabonga ngewisdom osipha yona. Indeed, we are a great pride of Africa. Bayajabula ezweni lomoya. # the School of Life.
Drama is the art of expressing a story through creative acting, singing, dancing, poem, and folktales. It is a form of entertainment and teaching that helps us understand the history, the present, the people, and life situations. Long before cultural contacts with Europe, Africa had its own personal forms of dramatic expression. It was a part of their everyday life, whether in a public space or at home or on television, expressing their social life, culture, beliefs, and religion. Some of these performances were based on real-life events, while others were imaginative. We still remember and resonate with these stories because they still exist in society. We are still able to relate and use them to reflect and evaluate our lives. Our African drama has helped us maintain our values, dignity, and pride. Although we may speak different languages, but through drama, we get to understand each other better, promoting love and unity. Unlike what we see today, Mandulo would comfortably watch our stories with the whole family, knowing there won't be any explicit scenes. Young or old, male or female, would all be excited to get home to watch stories like Ikiala Lamawele, Inumbo Yeminyanya, Hlala Kwabafileyo, Ubambo Lwam, Usdumo, Velaphi, Emzini Wezinsizwa, amongst many others. It is important, Masosha, that we go back in promoting such stories and support the few that still play in our radio and TV stations. These are the stories that express our way of living as abantu abamnyama and keep our history. Make it a habit ukuhlala phansi nomndeni wakho and watch good African drama. Imboni Dr. Uzwilezwe has always advocated for African dramatic expression. Uma sikhumbula Masosha, the drama that was created by Isosha Ubongani Moroka, who depicted the life and history of Imbonikazi uNongqawuza. One of Imbonikazi's zethu that were undermined and misrepresented. But because of this play, siyalazi iqiniso. It is in that regard, Masosha, that we endorse and promote our stories.
Thank you for tuning into Isambulo Sama-Afrika News. Asinishiyi nodwa, we leave you with a rap song from Lungelo from Ekhaya Labantu branch.
Angithi mangizombona futhi ngasasho kwele nyama ngisho kwelo mkhulu moya. Look, I've done bad and I've done good. Sazofeza namaphupho labo clever basaphupha ngalo Jesse nesesamkhupha ngifuna labe ngisabaphupha ngipha amandla ngikhule ngibe mnandi ngidrive imini ekhupha ngikhathele yilamajuda phusha ngihamba namajuba bonga amandla mfihlakalo mina ngisaphefumula ngaphansi kwengulo mningi imphefumulo esazophefumula lendlela ayilula kodwa kubalekile sihlangene sisonke manginibona emathongweni ngiyagiya ngibonge